Welcome in, everyone, to another deep dive.
Yeah.
Today, we're going to be talking about personal finance.
Ooh, fun.
And we're going to be looking at, at the end of the year coming up. So we're going to be looking at a podcast episode called Year-End Financial Checkup. Are you on track?
I love it.
So we're going to see if you are on track.
That's great.
Talking about finances year-end reviews, it doesn't always sound like the most exciting topic.
Yeah.
But I think we can unearth some really useful information here.
Absolutely.
And keep things interesting.
Yeah. And, it's funny you say that because the podcast that we're going to be looking at today actually uses a metaphor that I really love, which is a treasure hunt.
Ooh.
They kind of talk about how, thinking about your finances can feel really overwhelming and a little scary.
Yeah.
But if you think about it like a treasure hunt, where the treasure is your own financial well-being,
Okay.
it can actually be kind of exciting.
I like that.
So we're going to be examining the map, so to speak, of our finances today.
Okay, so no diving into spreadsheets just yet.
No.
We're starting with reflection.
Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah. So the first thing they emphasize in this podcast is the importance of looking back at the past year.
Okay.
And that doesn't just mean tallying up how much money you made or how much you spent.
Right.
It's really about understanding your spending patterns,
Yeah.
pinpointing any financial challenges that you faced and analyzing how did you deal with those?
You know what? I'm actually super guilty of just skipping that step.
Really?
I feel like I always just rush into what are my goals for next year?
Yeah.
But taking stock of the past year first, like you said, is important.
Yeah, I think it's kind of like laying the foundation before you build the house.
Right.
So you have to know what you're working with first.
Yeah.
And in the podcast, they have some really great questions to kind of guide this reflection process.
Okay, what are some of the questions?
Yeah, so how well did you actually stick to your budget this past year?
Ooh, that's a good one.
Yeah, were there any unexpected expenses?
Mm-hmm.
And if so, how did you handle those?
Those are good questions.
Yeah, so we would love for you to pause here and think about those questions for yourself for a minute.
Yeah, listener, we want you in on this too.
Absolutely.
So think about, your biggest financial wins of the past year. Maybe some detours.
Yeah.
How did you handle those?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so once we've taken that trip down memory lane,
Yes.
the podcast then talks about this idea of a financial health checkup.
Yes. Love that.
Okay, and they break it down into 5 key areas.
5 key areas. That's right.
Okay, so tell me about them.
All right. So first up, we have the classic income versus expenses analysis.
Okay.
It's kind of budgeting 101.
Yeah.
Just knowing how much is coming in,
Right.
how much is going out.
Yeah, but as basic as that is, it can be easy to let that slip.
Oh, absolutely.
Especially with,
all those little expenses.
yeah, like all those little subscriptions and things.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And that's why this checkup is so important because it helps you identify those little leaks in your ship.
Okay, love that.
All right. So the second key area is savings,
Okay.
specifically your emergency fund.
Yes.
So they recommend having 3 to 6 months worth of expenses tucked away.
3 to 6 months.
Oh, wow.
Wow, that seems like a lot.
That does sound like a lot.
I get the idea of a safety net, but is that much really necessary?
Well, think about it this way.
Okay.
It's insurance against life's unexpected curveballs.
Okay.
So a job loss,
Oh, yeah.
a medical emergency.
Those things happen.
Exactly. So having that cushion can really help you.
Yeah. Okay, so emergency fund is what's number 3?
Okay, number 3 is debt. Mm-hmm. This one can be a little bit scary,
Yeah.
but they encourage us to really look at how much progress we've made,
Okay.
especially on high-interest debt.
Ugh. Yeah, high interest is no fun.
It's like trying to outrun an avalanche.
That's a good way to put it.
So yeah, they talk about the importance of kind of tackling that.
Okay, so is the best way to approach it just to throw everything you have at it?
Not necessarily.
Yeah.
So in the podcast, they talk about 2 really popular methods,
Mm-hmm.
the snowball and the avalanche.
Okay, strategies, tell me more.
Okay, so the snowball method is all about building momentum
Okay.
by tackling the smallest debts first.
Okay.
So you pay the minimum on everything,
Right.
and then you throw any extra money you have at the smallest one.
Okay.
And then once that's paid off, you roll that amount into the next smallest.
I like that, so you can kind of see that progress.
Yeah, exactly, and it keeps you motivated.
Okay, what about avalanche?
So avalanche is more about minimizing interest charges.
Okay.
So with this one, you focus on the debt with the highest interest rate.
Got it. So regardless of like how much it is,
Exactly.
you're just going for that highest interest one.
Exactly, because that one's costing you the most money in the long run.
Okay, I can see how both of those would be good for different reasons.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, so we've done income and expenses, we've done savings, we've done debt.
Yeah.
What's number 4?
Okay, number 4 is investments.
Okay.
So this is all about checking in on your long-term goals.
Okay, so things like retirement.
Exactly. Retirement, college funds, maybe a dream vacation home. It's all about kind of assessing, like, are you on track to reach those goals?
Okay, I will fully admit investments are a bit of a mystery to me.
Yeah, I think a lot of people feel that way.
It all seems so complicated.
Yeah,
But I know it's important.
it is.
So, like, where do I even begin?
Well, the good news is you don't have to become a Wall Street expert overnight.
Okay, good.
The key is just to start somewhere,
Okay.
even if it's just with a small amount. And the episode really emphasizes, like, the sooner you start, the better.
Yeah.
Because of compound interest.
Oh, yeah. Compound interest is that, like, secret weapon
It is. It's like magic.
that makes your money grow exponentially.
Exactly. And you know, the sooner that snowball starts rolling, the bigger it gets.
Yeah, that's a good way to put it.
So even if you're not ready to, like, dive into the stock market,
Yeah.
just starting with something like a 401k or an IRA.
Yeah, okay. Compound interest in retirement savings. I'm adding those to my list.
Excellent.
All right, so we've covered 4 out of the 5 key areas now.
Yes.
What is that last one?
Okay, the 5th one is insurance.
Okay.
So this is all about managing risk
Yeah.
and protecting yourself and your loved ones from the unexpected.
You know, insurance, I know it's important,
Yeah.
but it's not really a fun topic to think about.
No.
Can't we just cross our fingers and hope for the best?
I mean, hoping for the best is great,
Yeah,
but being prepared for the worst is even better.
true.
So think of insurance as a safety net
Okay.
for those just-in-case moments. So,
Yeah.
you know, health insurance, car insurance,
Right.
homeowners or renters insurance, life insurance.
Yeah.
All these are designed to protect you financially.
You're right. It's like they say hope for the best, but prepare for the worst. Okay, so insurance, yeah, it's got to be part of the plan.
Absolutely.
Okay,
Yeah.
so we've gone through these 5 key areas.
We have.
This financial health checkup.
Yeah, it's a holistic approach.
I'm already feeling more in control just thinking about it.
I love that.
But it's not just about knowing.
Right.
It's about actually doing something.
Taking action. Yeah.
And I know that this podcast is big on SMART goals.
Yes. Smart goals.
So before we dive into that, I think we need to take a little break.
Okay.
We'll be back in just a minute to talk about that.
Sounds good.
Okay, so we're back and ready to talk SMART goals.
Yes.
It's one of those concepts I feel like I've heard tossed around,
Yeah.
but honestly, could use a little refresher.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
It can feel a little like a buzzword,
Yeah.
but they're popular for a reason.
Right.
They actually do work.
Okay.
And what I appreciate about this podcast is they go beyond just listing the acronym.
Right.
And they give some really clear examples.
Okay, perfect. Let's walk through it.
Okay.
S is for.
Specific. So instead of saying, like, I want to save more money,
Right.
which we all know we should do,
Yeah.
a SMART goal would be like, I want to save $1,000.
Okay, yeah, that's a lot more concrete.
Exactly. It's way more specific.
Yeah.
And that brings us to immeasurable.
Okay.
So building on that example, it would be, I want to save $1,000 in the next 3 months.
Got it. So it's not just what you're going to achieve,
Right.
but also how you're going to track your progress.
Exactly.
Okay, I'm liking this SMART framework.
Yeah.
What about A?
A is for achievable.
Okay.
So this is where we get real with ourselves.
Right.
It's tempting to set like these super ambitious goals,
Yeah.
but if they're not realistic, then we're just setting ourselves up for failure.
Right. It's like reach for the stars, but keep your feet on the ground.
Exactly.
Right.
So if you're new to saving, maybe $1,000 in 3 months is a little too much.
Yeah.
Start smaller,
Right.
build up that muscle, and then you can increase your goals later.
I love that it's about progress, not perfection.
Absolutely.
All right. What about R?
R is for relevant.
Okay.
Your goals should align with your values
Mm-hmm.
and your overall financial picture.
Right.
So if your big dream is to travel the world,
Yeah.
saving up for a down payment on a house might not be the most relevant goal right now.
Okay. You got to make sure that your goals are really meaningful to you.
Exactly. They should excite you and motivate you.
Okay. So we've done SMAR, and then T is for.
Time bound.
Hit me with a T.
Okay, so adding a deadline to your goal creates that sense of urgency,
Cool.
and it keeps you accountable.
Right.
So our fully formed SMART goal would be, I want to save $1,000 in the next 3 months by specific date.
Okay. So we've taken this from like a very vague idea of saving more money
Right.
to a very concrete plan.
Exactly.
Okay, I'm feeling a lot more confident about my goal-setting abilities now,
Good.
but obviously setting goals is only the first step.
Right.
We also need tools and resources
Right.
to help us actually reach those goals.
Absolutely. And thankfully, this podcast gives some great recommendations.
Okay, what do they say?
So one thing they talk about is budgeting apps.
Okay, I've heard a lot about those,
Yeah.
but I've always been a little hesitant.
Really?
I'm pretty good at tracking my spending with like a spreadsheet.
Yeah.
Do I really need an app for that?
Well, I was skeptical too, but I have to say they can be really handy.
Okay.
They automatically track your transactions, they categorize your spending,
Right.
and you get this really clear visual of like where your money's going.
That does sound pretty convenient.
It is.
But what about privacy concerns?
That's a good point.
Yeah, I don't know if
Yeah.
I'm super comfortable connecting like all my financial accounts
Yeah, that's understandable.
to this app.
It's really important to do your research.
Right.
Choose a reputable app
Yeah.
with strong security features.
Okay.
Look for things like two-factor authentication and data encryption.
Okay, those are good points.
And always read the privacy policy
Right, of course.
before you connect anything.
Okay. I'm willing to give it a try, I think.
Okay, good.
So what other tools do they recommend?
Well, they talk about some strategies for people who are dealing with debt.
Okay.
So remember those snowball and avalanche methods we talked about?
Yeah.
They actually walk you through like how to apply those methods in real life.
Okay, yeah, step-by-step instructions.
Yeah.
I'm all about that.
Yeah.
But even with the best strategies and the best tools,
Yeah.
sometimes it's hard to stay motivated.
It is.
When it comes to finances, it can be easy to get discouraged
Absolutely.
or lose sight of your goals.
And that's why they emphasize the importance of accountability.
Okay, accountability.
Yeah.
I'm intrigued. What do they mean by that? So we were talking about accountability, right?
Yes. Accountability.
Like how do we actually stay on track?
Right, because it's so easy to like fall off the wagon.
Exactly.
So one thing that they suggest is finding what they call a financial buddy.
Okay, a financial buddy.
Yeah.
What is that?
It's basically like someone that you can share your goals with.
Okay.
You can track your progress together and like
Yeah.
celebrate milestones.
It's like a workout buddy,
Yeah, exactly.
but for your money.
For your finances.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah, it makes it more fun.
Yeah, and it's easier to stay motivated when you have somebody else
Absolutely.
who's doing it with you.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so what if you're not comfortable
Right.
sharing all your financial details with like a friend or family member?
Yeah, totally understandable.
What do you do then?
Well, there are a ton of online communities
Okay.
dedicated to personal finance.
Oh, cool.
So you can connect with people who are on similar journeys,
Yeah.
share tips and strategies,
Mm.
and get support.
Okay. So you don't have to go it alone.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And, beyond those tools and support systems,
Okay.
one thing they really emphasize in the episode is continuous learning.
Okay, so like reading books and listening to podcasts like this,
Exactly.
taking courses.
Yep.
Is all that really necessary, though?
I think so.
I mean, once you kind of have the basics down,
Yeah.
isn't that enough?
Well, the world of personal finance is always changing.
That's true.
New tools are emerging, new strategies are coming out, so it's
Mhm.
important to stay informed.
Yeah, it's like anything else. The more you learn, the more confident you become.
Absolutely.
You know what I really love about this deep dive
Yeah.
is that it's really about empowering the listener
Mm-hmm.
to take control
Yes.
of their own well-being.
Their financial well-being.
Yes.
Yeah. Exactly.
And we've explored so many valuable things today.
Yeah.
From reflecting on the past year to SMART goals
Yeah.
to like those kind of scary topics like debt and insurance.
It's been a journey.
Yeah, it has.
Yeah.
But this is just the beginning.
Exactly. Financial wellness is a lifelong pursuit.
Right.
It's a continuous cycle of learning and growing and adapting.
Okay, so before we officially wrap up,
Okay.
I want to go back to that thought-provoking question
Yes.
that the podcast posed at the end.
The one about identifying one habit
Yes.
Yeah.
One financial habit that you could change.
in the new year to make the biggest impact.
Exactly. Did you have some time to think about that, listener?
Yeah, we'd love to hear your thoughts.
What habit came to mind?
And what steps can you take to actually make that change happen?
While you're thinking about that, I can share mine.
Okay.
For me, it's all about curbing impulse purchases.
Ooh, yeah.
I'm actually pretty good at sticking to my budget overall.
Okay.
But it's those little treat yourself moments,
Oh, yeah.
that can really add up.
It's so easy to fall into that trap
It is.
of like, oh, it's just a few dollars.
Exactly.
But those really add up
They do.
over time.
So my commitment for the new year is to be more mindful
Okay.
about my spending.
I love that.
So before I buy anything,
Yeah.
that's not like totally essential.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to ask myself,
Okay.
do I really need this, or is this just a fleeting desire?
It's all about pausing before you swipe that card.
Exactly.
And making sure your purchases are aligning with your values
Right.
and your goals.
And if all else fails, I might just hide my credit cards
That's a good strategy.
and stick to cash for a little while.
Whatever works.
Well, this deep dive has been all about you,
Yes.
the listener,
Taking control.
taking control of your financial well-being.
Absolutely.
We've explored the power of reflection,
Yes.
the importance of setting those smart goals, and just the value of using the resources and support system
that are available to you.
that are available to you.
Okay.
Yes.
Exactly.
So as you head into the new year,
Yeah.
we encourage you to take action,
Absolutely.
even if it's just one small step at a time.
Progress over perfection.
Yes, progress over perfection.
And never underestimate the power of continuous learning.
Right. The more you know about your finances, the more confident you'll become.
Absolutely. And most importantly, be kind to yourself along the way.
Yes.
Celebrate your wins.
Mm-hmm.
Learn from those setbacks.
Yeah.
And remember that you are capable of achieving your financial dreams.
Thanks for joining us on this deep dive.
Yes, thank you.
And we'll see you next time.